the Royal Albert Hall in London, England, it's the Herbalife 8th Anniversary Extravaganza. With President and Founder Mark Hughes and Executive Vice President of Sales Lawrence Thompson. Herbalife welcomes Scotland. Herbalife welcomes Northern Ireland. Herbalife welcomes Air. Herbalife welcomes Wales. Herbalife welcomes England. Ladies and gentlemen, will you join me in singing Land of Hope and Glory? give a big United Kingdom welcome to the President and Founder of HERBALIFE, Mr. Mark Hughes, and the Executive Vice President of Sales, Mr. Lawrence Thompson.
We certainly appreciate the warm response here this evening. Tonight is a celebration for us, and tonight is really a tribute to all the United Kingdom customers and the distributors that we have, paying tribute to our 8th birthday extravaganza and the acceptance of the HERBALIFE products and the HERBALIFE opportunity in the United Kingdom is just absolutely overwhelming. And we're just begun. We're just kind of out underway here. And it's going to be a very exciting next 7 or 8 years. The 8 years that we've spent so far are just the beginning for what's going to happen the next 8 years. And the United Kingdom is certainly part of the HERBALIFE cause around the world. You know, Mark and I get very excited just being here, just seeing it. When we're seeing the presentation from up front here on the back, watching everything that's going on, watching the enthusiasm, watching the response here of all the distributors in the auditorium. And it's touching for us to know that so many of you feel so strong about the HERBALIFE cause the way we do. But tonight, we're going to have a lot of fun. Tonight's going to be a big night for us, and yes, we can yell and scream. We can do anything we want tonight. It doesn't matter. And what tonight is really an extension of our 8th year birthday extravaganza is tonight we get a chance here to do the most exciting thing that happens in HERBALIFE. And we're going to give all of you that are fairly new with HERBALIFE and those of you that have been with us for a few months a chance to hear from some of the people that have been on our products for some time, anywhere from a few weeks to a few months to a few days. And you're going to get an opportunity here tonight to see why all this enthusiasm is in this auditorium. You know, it's hard for somebody to comprehend why people can get so excited. But when you hear some of the stories that you're going to hear tonight, you're going to know exactly the cause of all this enthusiasm. And we're going to get a chance to do that tonight. And then after that, we're also going to get a chance to hear from some of the people in the room here that have been working the HERBALIFE opportunity throughout the United Kingdom, and hear what's happened to people as a result of operating under the free enterprise system, of what's happened to homemakers, what's happened to school teachers, what's happened to bankers, what's happened to construction workers, what's happened to accountants, what's happened to all walks of life as a result of taking these unique nutritional products to the marketplace. And when you hear some of their stories, they're going to be heartwarming. When you hear these stories here tonight, you're going to see an extension of why all the enthusiasm is in HERBALIFE. Then after that, we get a chance to hear from the founder of HERBALIFE, Mr. Mark Hughes. So, people are always asking, you know, how can a company grow from such humble beginnings, from the boot of the car, to get to $1.5 billion worth of sales and thousands of people at the Royal Albert Hall here? How does that take place? What's the magic answer? This must be really a marketing genius at work. Well, the real answer to HERBALIFE's success is exactly what was the answer to Mark's success his very first month, and that's our products. There are all types of targeted products that we have in HERBALIFE. Plus, we have a very unique line of herbal weight control products. And HERBALIFE is probably known around the world for its weight control. And it's just amazing what happened to a person when they take off that 10 or 15 pounds. I know for myself, I took off 15 pounds. And 15 pounds doesn't sound like a lot, but it's that 15 pounds that I never thought I'd ever be able to get off. And not only that, when we came out with our LipoBond activated fiber over here, I took off another 22 pounds. And we could talk about the products all night tonight, but why don't we do this? And I need the help of everybody here in the audience. Let's do this. I'd like to get into a little countdown and let you guys give you a chance to tell your story here this evening so that the new people that you've invited down can see firsthand what these products do. So let's have everybody that's lost, let's do pounds. I can't figure out the stone deal, so can you guys help me with pounds instead of stones? Okay, 5 pounds or more. Stand up, please. Stand up. Don't be bashful. Get this. Bravo. Okay, 10 pounds or more remain standing. 15 pounds. 15 pounds. 20 pounds. Oh my goodness, 25 pounds. 30 pounds. Look at this. 35 pounds. Come on down. Come over here. Right on this side. Line up over here. Oh my, hold it. 40 pounds. 40 pounds. 50 pounds. You've got way too many. 50 pounds. You guys look at this with 50 pounds. Look at this. You guys line up here and we'll get you all lined up. Okay, let's take as many as we can. Come on across, please. Right here.
My name's Eric Cunningham, I'm from North London. Let me tell you a bit of... Let me tell you a bit about myself before I went on the HERBALIFE products. I was 14 years old and I had a waist of 40 inches. I was 15 stone and I had a chest size of 48. I didn't like school very much because everyone would take the mickey out of me. I had no relationships at all. I wouldn't like doing PE because like, I was too like I'd get tired very much. I went on a HERBALIFE products by chance. And I felt great. Thank you, Marcus, for changing my life.
Hello, I'm Liz Buscher. I'm from Lyme Regis. There's no way 6 months ago I could stand here and talk about my weight. I was a size 24 dress. This is 14, I had to borrow it. And it's still going. I had tried absolutely everything in the book and quite a few things that had never been written about. And all I did was gain weight. I'd lose a few pounds, find it just too hard, too difficult, or I felt too ill. So I'd put back the few pounds I'd lost and a few more. I started taking the HERBALIFE simply because I had a 30-day money-back guarantee, to be honest. I thought, okay, so I'll lend the guy my money for a month. I knew it wouldn't work because I knew nothing would work for me. And I took it home and I wasn't prepared to put any effort into it because I wasn't prepared to really try for something that I knew I couldn't do. So I put in 5 minutes a day. I guess if it didn't work in 5 minutes a day, I wasn't prepared to do any more. And in 5 minutes, you can take the products 3 times a day and you've got 30 seconds left over to be good in. Well, so far I've lost 25 inches. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Sebastian Weeks from Hounslow. I've been on the products for a little while now, and all I can tell you really is I've lost 2.5 inches from my waist. But something that really got me was our energy product. For a person who used to go to sleep about 6:30, 7 o'clock every evening, I now have an average of 6 to 8 hours extra every day. You've got to get on it. It's fantastic.
I've only cheated a little bit. I've tried dieting for over 30 years. I've always been very, very fat. And when I started Herbalife, I couldn't move. I ached all over. My life really was a misery, and so was my family's. I couldn't wear a pair of shoes with a heel on. I'd lost my centre of gravity. Everything just fell forward with me. And today I walk around London in not very high heels, but they've got a heel on, and I've walked all day and feel fabulous. But when I was 44, I had a baby who's absolutely gorgeous. He will be 8 in July. And I began to think I really wouldn't see him grow up. And I'd like to say thank you to Mark, because now I know I'm going to see Jamie grow up, you know, quite well into his life. And so far, I've lost over 60 inches altogether.
From Cork in Southern Ireland. Well, before I went on Herbalife, I was a very depressed young lady, very overweight. Since I went on Herbalife, I've come from a size 20 down to a size 14 and still going, and I feel fabulous. My circulation is much better. Thank you, Mark.
Listen, for those that didn't get a chance to tell their testimony, give them a big hand, will you? You know, I know that when you hear these stories, it almost sounds like Herbalife is a cure-all for everything. Herbalife doesn't cure anything. It's impossible for Herbalife to do that, because what you're talking about is pure food is what you have here. But what Herbalife does, as I stated earlier, is just provides the body with all the nutrients it needs on a daily basis in a pure balanced form that the body can metabolize. And when the body gets all the nutrients that it needs, the body seems to take over and just do wonderful things for itself. And that's what you hear up here. It's just a result of good, sound, basic nutrition. And we have our targeted products that are for specific dietary purposes, for nutritional deficiencies, and we have our weight control products. And it's just wonderful to watch what happens to people when they get on the Herbalife products. And it should be clear to everybody that when you have products that provide the kind of good that our products provide, that there must be a tremendous financial opportunity that is involved with the people who take that product to the marketplace. And what Herbalife does is work through its own in-house marketing concept, and it works through independent distributors that are really in business for themselves. So many of the distributors that we have here in the United Kingdom and around the world were customers first that got very satisfactory results and then decided that they wanted to distribute the products. And other people just found out about the products and found out about the opportunity and started straight away with the opportunity. And it's simple to get started in Herbalife, because it's a business that anybody can start, because you don't have to have any special business background, you don't have to have any sales background, you don't have to have any experience, and most importantly, you don't have to have any capital, because you can get started in Herbalife for only 25 pounds to get your distributor kit, and you can start going and building your business. And Herbalife is certainly known around the world for its unique marketing its in-house marketing concept that we have. As a matter of fact, it's famous around the world. In our phase 1 operation of Herbalife, as we stated earlier, we're 8 years old, and in phase 1, what happened with phase 1, not only did we make marketing history around the world, but we certainly set many marketing records around the world. And one of them is that we paid to our independent distributors, many of them who started off as customers first, people who started off with a 25-pound distributor kit. We paid around the world over $900 million to distributors that took these products to the marketplace. Just a very few short months ago, we started phase 2 of our marketing concept. And phase 2 has taken off even faster than we anticipated. And you won't even believe what's happening to the brand new distributors in Herbalife that's just been in our business for a short period of time. Phase 2, just being a few months old, it's going faster than phase 1 ever went. And everybody's doing it. It's the greatest marketing opportunity of the decade. And what I'd like to do here is I'd like to solicit all the help of our distributors in the audience here tonight and also will help us out to see exactly what's going on here in the room. And I'd like for all of you to count up all of your income since phase 2. Since phase 2 got started, count up your income. And we're going to do a little countdown. So count your retail profit, your wholesale profit, your royalty override, production bonuses, any form of income that you've had since phase 2. And let's start at 1,000 pounds since phase 2. Stand up. Stand up. Look at that. Let's go up to 2,000 pounds, remain standing. 3,000 pounds. 4,000 pounds. 5,000 pounds since phase 2. Come on up. Line up over here. You can do better than that. We're talking 5,000 pounds. Yeah. Did you look at this? This is 5,000 pounds. And we're going to take as many of you as we can here. And, oh my goodness. Look at this. And this is just since phase 2. Look at it. Okay. Come on up. Here you go.
Oh, good evening, everybody. My name's Penny Wing, and as you can see, I'm 9 months pregnant exactly today, so be careful. We started Herbalife about a year ago now, but it's the results and the products that matter, and the last 9 months have just been wonderful. I've had such tremendous health. I've been so active. People say I'm incredibly healthy, and it's just down to the products. I take all the products every day, but and that's the reason I've had, we've had good results in the business. It's the results and the products, and Tony will tell you what's happened.
Yeah, just in phase 2 alone, a lot's happened to us. We've been married, she's got this, we're buying a house, and even with all those distractions, we've earned over £18,400 in phase 2.
My name is Ricky McDougall from Preston, and last month we brought 4 supervisors and a £1,600 profit, and in total we've earned about £7,500 in phase 2.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Cathy Whitehead, and I live in Enfield Town here in London. I'm a communications consultant during the day, and I travel all over London talking to people about business systems. And I get home around about 8 o'clock, so in the evening, so I don't have a lot of time. I get on the phone, I contact my customers, my distributors, and I find out what's been happening with them on the products. I have a little advert that comes out in my paper around on Thursday evenings, and I invite people over to my home on Fridays and Saturdays and talk to them about the products and things that have happened to me on the products. And in phase 2, an extra income to what I earned during the day, I've earned £6,330.
Hi, my name's Ian Glover, but you kind of guess where I'm from. I'm from Scotland. Briefly, I started this business when I was unemployed. I was unemployed for 8 months, and I moved to England to find work. I sold everything I could to move from Scotland to England to start with a non-existent job. I came across Herbalife quite by accident. My wife needed to lose weight while she was pregnant. She was so serious overweight she was going to lose the baby. She went on the product, she got good results. I went out and spoke to everybody I knew. I didn't know very many people, but I stopped them and spoke to them. As a result, with the security that Herbalife's given me, I bought myself my own house, my very first house. I've got my new car. And since phase 2, we've made just over £12,000. Thank you.
I'm Jane, and
Stephen, I'm a freelance cook, and doing that job, there's a lot of perks in the business. One of them was I would eat all the leftovers. I had a bad weight problem for 20 years. We got on the products, I lost 2 stone, and I could see that there was a business opportunity. I do the business very part-time, and when I made more money in 1 hour selling Herbalife than I do 3 days cooking in a restaurant, I thought, well, this is for us. And since phase 2 started, we've earned £12,000.
Good evening, everybody. My name's Ash. I'm from Coventry. I don't know much about phase 2. I've only been involved in the business 11 weeks, and it's really transformed my life and most of all my family's life. Prior to Herbalife, I was working extremely hard on the markets, 18 hours a day, from 3 o'clock in the morning to 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. And I was getting paid £12 for this work. And if you work that out, that's 60 pence an hour. I was one of these teenagers that was abused by cheap labour. I came across Herbalife, saw the opportunity, and was really excited. My very first retail sale, I earned £37 in 20 minutes, which just really blew my boxer shorts away. It would have taken me 54 hours of blood, sweat and toil to earn that £37 before, and since then, I've earned £2,053. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Elise Brown from North London. Hi. Before I was introduced to Herbalife, but when I was introduced, I already had a full-time job and I was very happy and very well paid. But I loved the products because I lost 16 pounds. I got pregnant and I had a baby and everything was great until suddenly my world just sort of turned around, and a house that I bought turned out to be a total wreck, and it cost me a fortune just to live in it, so I got into really bad debt. I lost my job, I had an operation, and I just ended up, I was just so depressed at that time. The only time I ever left my house was to pick up my social security check, and that went on for about 6 months, and there came a point when I just said, I've just got to do something, I can't stay like this. So I decided then to build my Herbalife business. Things have changed. I've got to tell you, the best news I've had this week is this week I've just paid off my last mortgage arrears, which I'm really thrilled about. I can now buy my baby anything that he wants, no more. I had no tears of crying, you know, because I was buying him second-hand clothes. You know, I'm just a single parent, and I can't really put any time hardly at all. I have to stay at home a lot to look after the baby in the home. But just working part-time from home, I've earned £11,661 in phase 2.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Christine Lewis, and I do the Herbalife business with my partner, Elizabeth Augusta, and we've been taking these wonderful products every day for 4 years now. And before Herbalife, the only job I had ever had was an air hostess, and I didn't really have a lot of skills. And they told me that I could be successful if I would just take these products, wear this badge, and talk to people at every opportune moment. And that's what I did. And I don't know what I've earned in phase 2, but I do know in the last 90 days I've made over 21,000 pounds.
Tim and Martina Rutherford from Stirling in Scotland. Tim will probably tell you, I just can't believe this. I just don't understand how we've got this one.
Since phase 2, our earnings have been £19,975.
I joined Trish just around the beginning of phase 2. When I came across Herbalife, it's made a significant difference to my health and the way I feel about what I'm doing. And with the money that we've got in this check, added to what we've earned since phase 2, you want me to do a quick sum there? It's 23, £1,900.
Hi, I was a businessman in America, and due to a government ruling, I ended up losing my business. In fact, I lost my home, and through stress and tension, I ended up losing my family. I was overweight, I was unhealthy, and a friend of mine had called me and introduced me to the products. And in fact, she also told me about the business, and I wasn't interested in the business at all. I ended up going bankrupt, and when the dust kind of settled, I still was 150,000 pounds in debt and didn't have any place to go. I started using the products and got such fabulous results that I decided to go into the business, and it's been unbelievable for me since. In fact, I never like to forget, where I came from and why I did what I did. And, when I was going through my tough times, it was a real treat for me to be able to take my family out to dinner, would be to take them to McDonald's for a hamburger. But I never forget, my 12-year-old son would never order soda. He'd always order a glass of water. And he would never tell me why. And then one day I overheard him talking to his mom, and the reason why he wouldn't order soda is because he didn't think his dad could afford it. And I swore that would never, ever happen to me again. And it's been really amazing. About 5 months ago, my son called me, and he told me that he's graduated from university now, and he wants to buy an apartment, a flat in New York, and he needed a down payment of $70,000 this coming summer, which is 45,000 pounds, and I was able to tell him that that would be no problem at all, and that's really what Herbalife's been able to do for me. And since phase 2, I've earned 58,097 pounds.
Telephone engineer working for British Telecom, and I was looking for a challenge. Jeez. Since phase 2 started, I've earned over 10,000 pounds. I've got myself a Porsche, and I've been to America 4 times. I just can't believe this is happening. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's very hard for me to say briefly what Herbalife's meant to me, because it has meant so much. It's just been like a dream come true. For 10 months prior to coming into the business, I was working in a London store, Selfridges, selling hair curlers. This is a lot more glamorous. And it was the pits. I hated it so much. I trained and worked as a professional actress. And being out of work for so long, my self-confidence had gone downhill. I'd had a problem with my weight for years, which was getting worse. And that's the first thing Herbalife's given me. It is just such an incredible feeling to have my weight under control. I haven't lost a lot, just 25 pounds. But to me, that's everything. And I feel so good, so well every day. And having that's worth more than all the money in the world. The other thing is, I'm not knocking the money. Herbalife's changed our life. We started very heavily in debt. We were very scared of losing our little flat. And since that time, we've bought a beautiful house. We travel all over the world. We have nice clothes. We have nice things. But the best thing for me is it's given me my self-confidence and my self-respect back. And I want to thank Mark Hughes and Jim and David and Larry Thompson. And I also want to thank everybody in Herbalife for letting us be part of this wonderful family. Thank you.
Isn't she wonderful? I'm all choked up. I don't know what to say. Herbalife made us a promise when we looked at it originally, and every single promise that has ever been made to us in Herbalife has been fulfilled, but not just fulfilled, multiplied, and it's just so exciting. And I think the calculation, which absolutely is impossible for me to work out, but it's around £72,000 since phase 2. And thank you, Mark, thank you Herbalife, thank you everybody.
My name is Alexandra Bailey, and I'm very proud to be here tonight. before Herbalife, I was waitressing in Covent Garden in the Creperie. It's a restaurant there. And I was making £90 a week and looking for a way out. And someone came to me about these products, and I got started. I was very skeptical. I didn't think I could sell them. I felt so good within 4 days that all the other waitresses in the restaurant wanted the products. And I remember my very first day, my very first sale, I made £26.12. And I knew it was so easy, I was going to make a fortune. And I started with a time when I had a black bicycle and I lived in a garrote bedsit in Clapham, and if I had a puncture, it was a major disaster. I was so broke. And also through Herbalife, I met William.
Okay, thank you. Herbalife's just been a really fantastic company for me, because it's, you know, it didn't really care about which background I came from. It was only interested in what I wanted to do with my future and where I wanted to go, and just gave us a real break. And since phase 2 started, with this check now, we've made £96,400.
We were originally retail customers on these products quite a while ago now, about 4 years ago. And I just had wonderful health results, and I wasn't particularly looking for something to do. I hadn't worked for a couple of years due to a bad accident in a modeling job. I had lost my career. I actually wasn't really looking for anything. I was very happy not working, and it was Alan who sort of said, you know, it's time you found something to do. And after I got wonderful results, I immediately became a distributor, and I only saw Herbalife as something fun to do. We don't really have a sad story to tell you. It's just something I wanted to do because it looked like a lot of fun. And after having 15 years as a fashion model around Europe, I guess I just didn't want the fun to stop, and Herbalife looked like the answer to what was an amazing career I used to have, and that's why I got involved with Herbalife. And I just wanted to thank Mark and Larry for, and Jim, of course, just for, you know, giving Alan a challenge in his life. He was very badly needing it, and just for giving me a reason to get up in the morning, because I didn't have one for a couple of years, and just most of all for just never letting the distributors, you know, down, ever.
My background is I'm a solicitor and a director of a bank, and when I first was sent along to a meeting by Carol, I thought this was something to do with sales, and my mum, who's here tonight, paid for all my education so that I wouldn't have to be in sales like my dad. So I thought it was maybe something that really wasn't for me. But I lost 16 pounds in weight, and I found that the products just sold themselves. And it's been incredible for us since then. This is the greatest challenge that's ever been put for me. And I'd just like to say what Carol said. I just want to thank Larry and Mark for showing me the way, and Jim in recent months, and even Dr. David Katzen for teaching me a bit about what these products do. And it's been incredible. Last year we picked up bonuses by satellite, and the meeting went into Wembley. And I said that night that I hoped my mother was there with my father, but my father was not well, and my mother couldn't be here. But she's here tonight, and I never got my father on the cardiovascular product, and we lost him in April of this year. But I reckon he's watching right now, and thanks, Dad, for teaching me that people are great, and you can talk to all of them. Thanks. Yeah, so far in phase 2, we've earned over £116,000.
And we've only just begun. You know, it's exciting to hear all these incomes up here tonight, but we can never forget the reason why these incomes are available, and that's certainly because of what our products do. And I think that came across loud and clear to most of you here tonight about what Herbalife stands for. And now what I get to do, I have the privilege here this evening Let me introduce him to you. The man that caused all this to happen. Because of his dedication to nutrition, because of his commitment to his beliefs, and his discipline, and his willingness to stick right on that straight and narrow path for the philosophy that Herbalife stands for of good, sound, basic nutrition. It's the reason that we have all these incredible stories that you heard here tonight. It wouldn't even be nearly possible, wouldn't even be a dream without his backing it up and his willingness to go and his desire to be out there always on the front row sharing the stories and being part of everything long after a time when he didn't have to. He certainly believes in the Herbalife cause, and that belief is passed on to us and parlayed down to us all the way around the world. And I'd like for you to help me welcome up here tonight not only our founder and our president, but my sponsor and good friend, Mark Hughes. Come on up, Mark. To be out there always on the front row sharing the stories and being part of everything long after a time when he didn't have to. He certainly believes in the Herbalife cause, and that belief is passed on to us and parlayed down to us all the way around the world. And I'd like for you to help me welcome up here tonight not only our founder and our president, but my sponsor and good friend, Mark Hughes. Come on up, Mark.
I am very, very excited about being here. We have never been to this theater, and I will tell you this is one heck of a theater. This is a theater. This is what they call a theater. I've had a lot of fun, being able to sit in the back and watch the beginning of what happened here this evening, and being able to sit on the front row and watch what's been going on. And, it's really quite incredible what's happened in Herbalife's history in a short 8 years that it's been in business, especially from where I come from, when I was the only person in the entire company. And, but with all the people that there are here in the room that are doing so fabulous with the company and so on, there's a lot of other things that make the Herbalife business work. We have several 100,000 distributors involved in our company now worldwide, but we also have hundreds of employees that work around the world, not only here in the United Kingdom, but in Australia and Canada and the home office and the 13-story building in Los Angeles. And they really go all out to make it work here in Herbalife for us, the distributor, and make it possible to make certain that we get our checks and our orders going right and our products go out on time. And we have a staff here with us tonight that runs all the United Kingdom operation, and I'd like to have them stand up and have you recognize them for me. They do an incredible job here in Herbalife. And, do is just take a couple minutes and tell you a little bit about the company, and more importantly than that, I'd like to tell you where it's going, because it's very, very important what we're trying to accomplish here in Herbalife. But it got started by me when I was very, very young, primarily because most of the people in my family were overweight. They were always trying some kind of stupid diet. And especially my mom, you know, when she was young, she was a very, very good-looking woman. And she was very, very thin when she was younger. And as she started getting older, she started gaining a little bit of weight. And she had a very, very difficult time with this weight gain because of how pretty she was. And she started trying a lot of stupid diets, and eventually she went to doctors to get help. And they prescribed to her some diet pills. And it was very, very fashionable to do that back in the 60s. And she found it was very easy for her to lose weight on these diet pills. It took her appetite away, and she lost the weight real easy. And she also found that she felt very, very good from using these pills. And after several years of using them to control her weight and feel better, she became highly addicted to this medication. And one of the side effects from this medication is that you can't sleep very well. So the doctors started prescribing sleeping pills to her. And from several years of doing that, she secretly behind their back started seeing 5 and 6 doctors to keep her habit up. When I was 18 years old, she died from a drug overdose. And it was a sad thing to have happen because, A, she was only 36 years old when she died. And she totally destroyed her entire life. And she destroyed our family life also. And it was a very tragic thing that happened to our family. And it was just a short period of time after that I started learning a lot about nutrition, started finding out what natural things would do for the body. And I became very, very wound up in it. But it wasn't really until the Republic of China came to America to open up the herbal business for the second time that I really, truly got excited about herbs and what herbal medicine could do for the body. And I got to tell you something. I've not only been to that conference, but I've been to China many times to study and learn what they do for the body there. And it's truly quite amazing what they're doing. A couple of years ago when I went over, I visited a hospital there where they were, a 2,000-bed hospital, by the way, and they were administering 1.5 tons of herbs every single day for every kind of disease and ailment you can possibly think of. And one of the things that was really exciting to me is I visited a college while I was there, and people from all over the world, scientists and medical doctors and brand new people that were getting their degrees, were there to get degrees in herbology. And that ought to be especially exciting to the people in the room because up till now, you know, a lot of people haven't known much about nutrition. And people are starting to learn that a lot of the diseases today are because of nutritional deficiencies. And what's more exciting to me is the medical doctors are starting to find out that fact. It wasn't until 1986 in America in January that doctors only had to take 4 hours of school of nutrition out of 2,000 hours to get their medical license. And today it's an absolute necessity and a mandate that they get more hours of nutrition to get their medical license. And this has been very, very exciting to me to watch and learn from what these people do. And, you know, this is information that I learned like 10 years ago. And I started thinking, you know, how in the world can I get people to believe in herbs and get it in a quick, fast fashion where they can believe in it? And I went to a good friend of mine. His name was Dick Marconi, who at that time was manufacturing a lot of nutritional products on the market. And I said, Dick, you know, I've learned some incredible things about herbs and what herbs can do for the body. And I've learned some things about nutrition. And I want to be able to have a chance with my life to go out and affect people through better health and losing their weight by getting all the nutrients in their body that they need. And I said, we need to accomplish this goal. Because, you know, up till that point, I'd seen people do a lot of crazy things to themselves to try to lose a little bit of weight. And I was telling Dick, I said, you know, I'm seeing people not only go through the problems that my mom did, Dick, where she died from a drug overdose, but I'm seeing people where doctors are inserting balloons into their stomach so that they feel full. And people are getting their mouths wired shut. And in the States, people are injecting themselves with pregnant women's urine to lose a little bit of weight. And they're doing all these crazy things. Some people are actually getting their stomachs stapled in half to try to actually consume less food. And I said, Dick, we got to do something about this. I just want to be able to have a chance here to make the best product in the world that will give people all the nutrients that they need and affect people so that they don't have to go through the things that my mom did. And I said, I don't care what the product costs to make. I said, I want all the money in the product so that we can truly have a significant effect. And thank God we had that philosophy from the beginning of Herbalife, because to date, in 8 years, this company and you people have helped more people lose weight than any other company in the entire world. And that's very exciting to me. And you know, when I got Herbalife started, it wasn't quite like this. You know, that's for certain. You know, it looked a little bit different. Things were a little bit different. And so I thought I brought along a couple of things here tonight to show you some of the old stuff from Herbalife in the very beginning. And if they've got the slides going here, fantastic. This was my very first office in Herbalife. And it was a little 800 square foot wig factory. And it was just, there's just nothing in there. And I mean, look at that. Look at that place. Herbalife International. That was it in the beginning. And of course, here we are today. But the first product that we had on the line, this was it. And listen, I got to tell you something. I was so excited about this product container. You understand? Because you got to understand something. Everything in Herbalife I designed in the beginning. And I helped make this little container and everything like that, I figured everything was natural in Herbalife, so I designed all the little things on the label, so I put the little lake in there and the little sky and the little, the little trees and stuff like that in the sun. And I had the little herbs in the can and stuff like that. And I was so excited about it. And of course, you look at the little herbs on the side there, right? And this is the containers today. They're looking a lot better, that's for sure. I always used to fantasize, what are my first distributors going to be like? So this was one of the first order forms in Herbalife, and I filled out the order form there. And as you can see, the first distributor, I made him up. His name was Don Million. He lived at 271 Slim Lane, and he lived in Richland, California. And in his sponsor, I put it in the little box right there, right? I said his sponsor was Karen Richards. She lived at Dollar Drive. But dig this, she lived in Results, California. And her supervisor, dig this, right? Her supervisor was happy and rich and lived at Success Place and lived in Total Wealth, California. And that was kind of stuff that we had in the beginning, right? And everything was so, simple back then. We never really depended on a lot of the things that you guys have today. Today you've got the fancy manuals in Herbalife, you've got the fancy brochures, the videos, the training tapes, and all the incredible manuals and so on. What we relied on in Herbalife to get our business going was the products. The products always worked for us every single time. I mean, all I've done in the last 8 years of Herbalife was use the products, wear the button, and talk to people. And I just want to tell you a story here real quick about wearing this button, because a lot of the people that you saw on the stage here tonight, did you notice that they said that they were introduced to Herbalife because of the button? And I got to tell you something, it's a very important thing and a very great opportunity that you, the individual distributor, has every morning to wake up and put on this badge. I was in Denver not too long ago, and there was a lady there that really wanted to come see me at the meeting. And she was getting some cosmetic surgery done to her legs. She had been very, very heavy and broken a lot of the blood vessels in her legs. And as a result of it, she was treating herself to some cosmetic surgery. And she wasn't able to get down to the meeting that night, and I heard about this woman. And I went by and saw her at the hospital. And I got to tell you something. When I walked into that hospital with my button on, everybody in that hospital said, "Are you going to see the lady on the 10th floor?" Mark Hughes was not responsible for getting that woman onto the products. Some independent distributor that had the guts to put on that button is the one that introduced them to the products. And what I'm saying is here, it's a great privilege to wake up every single morning and know that you have the power to be able to change someone's entire physical shape, their appearance, their health, every single day from getting them on the products. And I don't know about you guys, but that is very, very exciting to me every day, and that's why I wear my button. And all I've been doing in the last 8 years is talking to lots of people. And all the countries that we're involved in, and I'm doing it over and over and over again, and I love doing it every single day. I can tell you that right now. And, a lot of people have asked me, why do we continue to keep doing it? Obviously, we've done fairly well in Herbalife over the last 8 years. And we're doing it for more than just, making some money, gang. There's a lot of things outside this room you can go out and make money on. Okay? But I'm going to tell you something. Herbalife's a lot more than making money. We came to the United Kingdom here tonight to solicit your help. We need your guys' help to go out and solve the nutritional problems that we have in this country. The fact is, people are very, very unhealthy when it comes to the way that they take care of themselves in this country. And that's difficult to believe when we hear from the medical profession that we're living longer today than ever before in history. And I got to tell you something, we are living longer today, but we are not living healthier. The reason that we're living longer today, gang, is because we've cured infectious disease. Back in the early 1900s, there was 20 million people that died worldwide from an infectious flu. You know what we cured that with? A simple vaccine. We don't die from measles any longer. We're not dying from smallpox. We're not dying from tuberculosis the way that we used to. Today, gang, we're living longer, but we are not living healthier. And there's got to be something like Herbalife that comes along that's fun, simple, easy, and magical for people to use and get their diet in order. Because I promise you this, when better health comes to the world, it is not going to be through drugs and medications. It is going to be through better nutrition. I promise you that. So we're here to ask you for your help here tonight. Yeah, there's thousands of people in this room. And yes, there are 200,000 distributors in Herbalife today. But I got to tell you something, gang. It's not enough. We're going to need millions of independent distributors that take the responsibility for their own health by taking our products every single day, putting on a button, and then going out and helping their next-door neighbors change their health. And by doing this enough, all of us, every single one of us, can make this a better world for people to live in. Thank you very much. May God bless all of you.